So, it seems to be that road trips are full of life lessons. I was just driving down the road, just going along. Obviously, I got my destination plugged into my GPS, right? And it was coming up on, I was a few miles away from a bunch of intersections, needing to get off here, go there, whatever. And I don't know if anybody ever used CarPlay or the Android version, whatever. Sometimes randomly your vehicle decides, you know what? I'm just going to disconnect, right? So my GPS went away on my screen here. And I was like, oh crap, I don't know where I gotta go. I don't know where I'm turning. I hope I don't screw this up, and I hope I keep going the right way. Obviously, I talked about it in one of the other podcasts. Something that is a minor issue could have become a really big issue, but there's a simple solution, a simple fix. Just unplugged it from the USB port, plugged it back in. I did that a couple times, and you know what? Hey, it connected again. Went back to acting normal. I didn't miss any of my exits. Stayed on track. Non-issue, right? But it started to make me think. I have my destination. I know where I'm going. But I don't know how to get there without a roadmap or something to guide me. So, we're all on our journey, whatever it is in life, and we usually have a destination. Sometimes that destination changes midway. Maybe we got to make a stop here, maybe we got to make a stop somewhere else. But generally speaking, we have a destination that we're headed to. But do you have a roadmap? And, modern day cars, we obviously have GPS. The old days, you had to pull out the map. Yeah, some of you young kids maybe listen and learn how to do this, but you got to pull out your map. You literally got to go, I'm going to go Route 30 over to here. I'm going to take Route 45 and kind of draw it all out, mark it all up. And then as you went along, like, okay, you're looking at it, okay, we're good. Now it's right there in our face. Even there was a brief period of time where, you could do Google Maps, where you could, put in my starting point, put in my destination, and it gave you list by list of, hey, you're going to go here for this many miles, you're going to turn here for this many miles. And then now, here we've got we've got self-driving cars that you ain't got to worry about it. They drive you to your destination. But that's here and there, right? The main point is, do we have a roadmap for where we want to go? You know where you're starting at, which is right here, right now. What is our end goal? And it could be in relation to a lot of different things. It could be a long-term 10-year goal. It could be a short-term, hey, I got a race coming up in 6 months. It could be, I want to do this in a month. It can be from a week from now to 10 years from now or more. But do you have a roadmap? And the end goal is obviously important. Your starting point is important. But just like on your GPS, there are turns along the way. We got to set up those intermediate goals, or those turns, those exits, right? And I think without that roadmap, we're setting ourselves up for failure because we don't know really where we're going. We're just we're heading in the right direction. We'll probably get there. But is that the most efficient way that we can do it? But by setting up a roadmap, having a GPS to guide us, is going to get us to our end goal or destination as fast as possible with as few excess turns or as few setbacks as possible. Now, I can tell you, and I've learned this through, all my certifications and all my degrees and stuff, something that's extremely important is setting up short-term goals, especially if it's a really lofty goal that may be down the road. Because if I set a goal for something for 10 years and I start working towards it, I may not see a lot of progress, which is kind of going to be probably kind of discouraging, because you're not going to see you making yourself any headway on it, and you're like, oh man, I'm just not really getting anywhere. Maybe it was too much. Maybe I shot for the moon and I'm just not going to make it. But if you set up a short-term goal, let's just say, for example, in 3 months, I want to run a half marathon. Okay, that's awesome. Anybody setting up any kind of goal like that, I commend you. I've been there, I've done that. But I would tell you, along the way, set some short-term goals up. Maybe in a month from now, from when you start, you set up, hey, I'm going to do a 5K. Great. You're going to work towards that short-term goal of a 5K. Boom, knocked out that short-term goal. 2 months from my starting point, I'm going to run a 10K. That's great. I'm going from now, then I'm going to work to a 5K. Once I get to that 5K, I'm going to get to my 10K. And then once I pass that 10K, there's my long-term goal of a half marathon. So you are making progressive goals, and you can even go shorter goals than that, right? Hey, a couple weeks, I want to be able to run 3 miles. Well, I guess it's a 5K. I want to run a mile and a half without stopping, right? Maybe you're just starting out running, you haven't ran in a really long time. I want to be able to run a mile and a half without stopping. Pace doesn't matter, I just want to run a mile and a half without stopping. Boom, that's 2 weeks. In 3 weeks, you're at 5K, right? And then at 6 weeks out, you're a little bit further. Then you're at 8 weeks out, which is 2 months. Boom, I got my 10K out of the way. And you progressively, you're seeing your progress. You're getting those little small hits of success, which keeps driving you like, boom, I knocked out a mile and a half without stopping. I can do this. Man, I hit my 5K. I did it. I can be faster. I'm going to keep going. Boom, I went 8 miles this time. Boom, I went 10 miles this time. By having our lofty goal, which is our destination, but then setting those short goals that we can snowball the effects and snowball the successes, it's our way of kind of encouraging ourselves along the way to be able to achieve our long-term goals. So, in the last few of these, I've challenged you to, as soon as you see that logo slide across the screen and you see it come up, grab a pen and grab a piece of paper. I hope that you already have a goal right now. That's my true hope, that you have something you're working towards right now that is driving your success. If not, maybe it's time to really consider taking on some kind of goal. And it doesn't have to be just a physical goal like running a half marathon. It could be, I want to save $1,000, or I want to lose 5 pounds of body fat, or you know what, I just want to stop drinking an entire case of Coca-Cola within a month. So with that, a month I want to be at 0, right? So I'm starting out at 12 cans a day. In a month I want to be at 0. In 2 weeks I want to be down to 6 cans a day, and kind of break it down that way. Whatever it is, whatever your goal is, set those short-term goals so that you don't go out too hard. Because a lot of times, and I talked about this in an earlier podcast with my son trying to take on fitness, he shot for a lofty goal, which is great, but a lot of times when we set such a big goal, right off the bat, we get discouraged. And we don't feel like we're getting anywhere. We don't see any kind of small successes. Even though they're there, we don't see those successes, so we get discouraged and we quit. So set that lofty goal, but along the way, have some exits, some ways to keep track of where you're going, so that in a few weeks you get a small win, and in another few weeks you get another small win, And another few weeks, you get in this moment, and these wins just start to build, and you start to feel good about what you're doing. You feel good about your successes, and you're encouraged to keep going and achieving loftier and loftier goals until you finally get to that end destination. So, logo goes across the screen. Grab your pen and paper. Make your roadmap to success. Have a GPS to guide you so that you can achieve whatever it is you put your mind to, whatever you want to succeed at. So, here it comes. Logo's coming. Grab your pen and paper. Start writing them down.